The Grudge could be making its way into Dead by Daylight, so buckle up for this really wild theory. Kings and queens, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all having a fantastic day and you're doing well. Happy Friday. Today, we are doing a bidathon on my channel on Twitch in order to celebrate my return. We're gonna be doing an uncapped bidathon, which means I could potentially be there for weeks and weeks and weeks. Hopefully we see you guys there. Twitch.tv/theking. If you never were able to catch one of my streams live, now's the best opportunity to do so, as I'll be starting at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we could potentially be going on forever. So hopefully we see you guys there. All right, let's jump on into this wild, deranged theory that some people picked up on, but a lot of people just kind of brushed it aside. Essentially, today, Dead by Daylight tweeted out a tweet that was a little bit ominous, and they said, "Happy Crow and Raven Appreciation Day." Okay, interesting. They said, "Did you know they can recognize human faces? Maybe even hold a grudge? Join the Discord for more crow facts and art contests and DLC giveaways." So a nice little plug to their Discord, which is fair. Speaking of, if you want to join ours, it's now available to the public again. Link in the description. So yeah, they did themselves a plug, and it was very particular on their choice of words. Maybe even hold a grudge. And the picture of this that was attached, or the video, was a crow or raven sitting on top of a TV. Quite interesting. Now, before you say, King, I get it. They said grudge, and you're trying to tie these loose ends together. This is coming from the same people that essentially put a 4 for their Dead by Daylight anniversary that turned into Pyramid Head. So we're definitely not looking too far into things. Again, this is a wild theory, but yeah. So let's entertain this, okay? Let's say that we actually do end up getting the Grudge coming into Dead by Daylight. Your first thought might be, I thought we already have the Grudge in Dead by Daylight, which it's not the case. We have Sadako in Dead by Daylight, which is eerily similar to the Grudge, and you might confuse the two, but some easy distinctions for you to make is, if you've ever seen these, the Grudge has that very classic sound where she goes, ah, and she continues to do that. And Sadako kind of comes out of the TV. Now, you might mix the two up because you think Sadako kind of walks on all fours and crawls at you, but that is more of the Grudge's thing, where it walks on all fours and essentially tries to get you. And you might see some of these things in a game like Phasmophobia or Demonologist, kind of, you know, showing a tribute to that, and that's essentially what it is. Now, these two films together have made a movie themselves called Sadako versus Kyoko. And essentially this was basically someone trying to get Sadako to face the Grudge and have them fight in a death match, essentially, to break the curse themselves. To give you some lore on everything, you guys might be familiar with Sadako herself. If you watch her VHS tape, after 7 days, she's pretty much going to come and kill you. You're pretty much going to end up dead. It's pretty hard to break this. You're probably not going to beat her in this sense. Now, on the flip side, for the Grudge, essentially, if you go into the Grudge's house, that's pretty much a GG. You're dead. If you end up going into the Grudge's house, according to its lore, that's pretty much what's going to happen to you. To give you some more background on the Grudge itself, essentially this is a curse. And this is essentially born when someone dies in the grip of extreme rage or sorrow. This is created when the person themselves is die. Those who encountered the curse end up dying, and then the curse is consistently reborn over and over and over in a very long chain. So essentially, this is pretty popular as well. The Grudge and Sadako kind of go hand in hand. People confuse them quite often. They even have a movie together, but they are two separate different entities. That being said, Dead by Daylight could definitely pursue a license with the Grudge, and it could be pretty interesting to see the Grudge and Sadako in the fog, considering how similar they are in a lot of ways, but yet unique and different in their own sense. It would be really interesting to see what kind of power they would give the Grudge, how they would make this work. I guess it's pretty obvious what map we're gonna get, and how close to the actual original Grudges are they going to make it, because in theory, they could do their own style of Grudge with a little bit of licensing here and there, and it would be rather interesting to see them do this. Nonetheless, that's pretty much the wild theory of why Grudge could come into Dead by Daylight. Essentially, yes, Dead by Daylight said Grudge in one of their tweets. That's it. That is literally it. There is nothing else to it. And again, it's a little bit far-fetched and out there, but considering that Pyramid Head literally had a 4 that transformed into its big triangle head, you never know nowadays. Now, I do want to make a counter-argument to this. For those of you guys that are like, wait, this doesn't add up, I want to give both sides to this theory, essentially. Number one is that, yes, they just used the word, so we definitely could be reading too much into this, which, yes, 100%. That makes the most sense. This is just one word, and they tweeted out a bunch of things after this, nothing to it. Number two is that in one of our previous chapters that we were going to get, they kind of did the same thing where they didn't necessarily lead people astray. They just put out a very ominous tweet that had nothing really to do with anything. If I remember correctly, it was Feng on the game, and I think it was something about celebrating a day just like this. I don't remember exactly what it was, and everyone kind of saw all the control room stuff, and they were like, oh my god, this is FNAF. This has to be FNAF. Why else would Feng be in this room? And I think the caption kind of alluded to that as well. I think it was like waiting till 6 or something like that. I don't know exactly what it was. I don't remember off the top of my head. If I find the tweet, I'll show you guys on screen. And essentially they did this. Everyone said, oh yeah, it's FNAF, and it obviously didn't end up being FNAF. So this could be another red herring just to throw people off, or they could be double bluffing for all that we know, and this could be the truth. Similar to what they did with Pinhead and showing all those little tiny snippets until we finally were able to piece it all together. However, for counter argument's sake, we can just say that this is a red herring. They just use this word, and that's about it. And of course, you can still make your very strong argument for someone like Alien, etc. to come into the game, and there's obviously tons and tons and tons of evidence pointing towards that, so we realistically just have to see and wait what ends up happening. Nonetheless, that is pretty much the theory. Let me know what you guys think. Is it too far-fetched? It might be a little too far-fetched, but hey, you never know. If it turns out to be the Grudge coming into Dead by Daylight, that's going to be absolutely massive. So we'll have to wait and see. But that's pretty much going to do it for me. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like down below. Subscribe for some more awesome Dead by Daylight content. And as always, I'm the King. That's my crown to you guys. And we'll see you in the vlog. Don't forget to come out to Twitch and join our Discord. All right, bye.